Hello and welcome to Forever Rugby on Forever Sports. 17 points to 13. SAA have just handed the British and Irish Lions their first defeat of the tour. An epic encounter in Cape Town. And that is a teaser of what is to come. We are in for an absolute belter of a test series. A mammoth encounter where the SAA side went down to 13 men for 10 minutes. And you can see that just the one try and managed to hold on till the end. A big moment for the tour, I think, where the British and Irish Lions, I think a game where both sides didn't really want to show their sort of cards. We're kind of playing kind of basic rugby there. I think, the British and Irish Lions still trying to use a very much an offload game, trying to get off to their wings. Not to as good of effect as previously. And for, SAA, very much a forwards battle, very big, bulky, lots of ball carriers, stuff like that. But also not, I think, trying to sort of give too much away because it isn't an official test match. So hopefully we'll see more of a sort of a fixed game plan next weekend. But it really was a good encounter, and I think the British and Irish Lions will be kicking themselves that maybe they, in trying to be so positive and trying to get all those tries, they're taking points more often, that maybe they actually could have won that game. SAA missing a penalty, Monastery missing a penalty towards the end, which put it sort of sealed it up. So some very big moments right up to the last minute where there was a big British and Irish Lions scrum, which almost looked like it was going to be a penalty, but thankfully for SAA it wasn't, and they eventually managed to bundle the ball into touch. Before we look at the stats and stuff like that, please do smash like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new. Thank you to everybody who joined us in the watch along. It was a lot of fun, had a lot of people there, great moments. But if we look at how the game unfolded, it started off really well for the SAA. An early penalty saw Monastery split the poles. And, 3-0 after 6 minutes, a nice start. But then Spoo and Corsi, a runaway try, really, as Owen Farrell's kick. I thought Owen Farrell was pretty terrible today, to be honest. I thought he was almost sort of playing in the SAA's hands. A couple of kicks that weren't great, gave up possession away a lot. But that first try, charged down by Etzebeth, Damon Dalindi, quick ball to the left to Spoo and Corsi, who had the pace. And Reece Sammer desperately tried to come across, but Spoo and Corsi stepped inside and went over, no issues. And then it was then the turn of the Lions, who, as after a couple of opportunities, they're going for the line, trying to get that try, couldn't get anything, and eventually Owen Farrell decided to kick a goal. The Lions losing Liam Williams very early on, which I thought was quite a big blow. Despite that, I thought Eddie Day was pretty decent. In the 14-minute, Eddie Day replaced Liam Williams. Owen Farrell split the poles after they took points to make it 10-3, but Cheslin Colby, they kicked to Cheslin Colby, and he lined up Chris Harris, then went around him, setting up a 2-on-1 situation, sucked in Elliot Daly, who's coming in to defend, inside ball to his captain, Lakanyo who was superb tonight, and he ran over 15 points to 3. Morning State added the conversion, and in the 33rd minute, that was the last time the SAA actually did anything to the scoreboard. Malcolm Marks then came on in the 38th minute. Joseph Dwebe had a decent hit out. It was replaced quite early, and it was actually proved to be a very good substitution because Malcolm Marks was immense. I think he actually might have played his way into man of the match candidacy. I thought he was absolutely fantastic, but it all went a bit pear-shaped for the SAA after some brilliant defending on the line. Faf de Klerk being binned for a dangerous tackle before Marco Verstappen joined him in the sin bin after repeated infringements. But thankfully, almost a try right on the halfway line, but managing to repel them with a double movement, winning a penalty, kicking the ball out. And we saw two early subs in the second half. Renard Alstad on PCF Toy, that was a concussion replacement, but Vincent Koch replaced Trevor Nyakani at half-time. Trevor Nyakani really struggling at the scrums. When Jones went over in the 43rd minute, Owen Farrell added the extras. They then had a penalty in the 51st minute, and that was it. It kind of went both sides. SAA had their chances. Monastery missed a penalty. The Lions just, for all they had all their possession, they just couldn't do anything with it. If you look at the stats, 62% possession across the game for the Lions. They had all the possession in the world, but they couldn't do anything with it. And in the second half, possession 65% to 35%. Meters run 292, a lot more meters run by the SAA. More defenders beaten. 27 defenders beaten by the British and Irish Lions. But that last-ditch defending from the SAA really did work. More gain line carries, more passes, more offloads, the same amount of turnovers. More rucks won by the British and Irish Lions. They had all the ball. They had made more tackles. They only missed 5 tackles to the British and Irish Lions, and they missed 4 of them in the first half. So that's why the SAA couldn't score any points, because the British and Irish Lions only missed 1 tackle. And what I would say is, for as much as the British and Irish Lions looked like they struggled a little bit on offense, and I think that the tackling for the SAA needs to improve. They missed 27 tackles tonight, which is not good enough for an international standard. Bit like the Sharks, all that the SAA did was live off the Lions' mistakes, kicking to Colby without a proper line chase, which by saying that, I mean, you probably have to give 2 players to try and mark Colby, but it was too easy to beat Chris Harris, and then he rounded them and went over. But also, that first, being charged down, they score that try. If it wasn't for that try, I think that the Lions actually take that game. Penalties, discipline was terrible for the SA. They conceded 28 penalties, 22 in their own half. This is what I'm saying, 22 penalties in their own half. There were a lot of points that the British and Irish Lions left out there. I think in the test matches next week, they won't be going for the corner. They'll be taking those points every single time, and they'll click that scoreboard over. But also 26 penalties conceded by the Lions, but only 12 in their own half. So far fewer kickable penalties. 2 yellow cards for the SA. I think big performances. I thought Lukhanyo was spectacular. He made 6 tackles, scored a try, made a very good. He caught a cross kick as well. Made some very important tackles. Jasper Wiese was full of carrying. Made 9 carries, 6 tackles as well. Eben Etzebeth and Franco Mostert, a lot of tackles. 15 tackles made by Eben Etzebeth. Franco Mostert in that injury room, 12 tackles as well. They were very good. First appearance for Joseph Dwebe, and he made 7 tackles, didn't miss a single tackle, 3 carries as well. But it was Malcolm Marx that, for me, just blew the game away. Only made 3 tackles, but came on, won a very important turnover. But those 3 tackles were like last-ditch tackles, really important tackles from him. Couple of carries as well. He looked immense when he came on. Cheslin Colby was full of running, as you come to expect from him. 2 defenders beaten, a clean break, a try assist, an offload from him. 6 tackles. He was sat down by Chris Harris. You got a little bit of revenge against him. For the British and Irish Lions, Josh Navidi was a little bit quiet, made quite a few tackles, didn't miss a tackle, but Tom Curry was full of running. He made 8 carries, making 36 meters, 1 defender beaten, 1 clean break, 1 offload, 10 passes. That's the thing. We saw quite a lot of forwards filling in at first receiver, a bit like we've seen the Sigma Lions playing there, where first ball goes to a forward who then just sort of pops it to the fly half to try and sort of speed up the distribution out wide. And it almost worked a couple of times, but the Boks are very good with their rush defense, making sure that there's space out wide, but they're very quick to sort of cordon off that space. Anthony Watson made 48 meters, beating 3 defenders, 1 clean break, 1 offload. I thought Faletau was much better today. Best game we've seen from him all tour. 42 meters gained, a defender beaten, a clean break, 4 tackles made, a much better game from him. It was a very close game, and I think that if it was a test match, I reckon the British and Irish Lions probably take that because they probably take the points more. But the SAA, for a side which has been in quarantine for a week, let's not forget that they only returned to training on Sunday. So all the fears that they were going to be undercooked were put to bed, I think, because I think that they put in a performance that was very impressive. But let me know what you thought of the game. Smash a like on the video, subscribe to the channel. We'll be live this weekend for British and Irish Lions versus Stormers, as well as what we expect to be the SAA versus the Bulls. Thank you very much for watching. My name is Stephen, and I'll chat to you soon.